She tried to say it, nobody heard her.
Is that directed?
No. And that goes, whatever, no, let me, I can do it.
We'll call this meeting of the Committee of the Whole to order at 6:27. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Allen,
Here.
Mayor Murphy,
Here.
Mr. Miller,
Here.
Mr. Doherty,
Here.
Mr. Dolph,
Here.
Mrs. Witt,
Here.
Ms. Marcus.
Here. We now have the approval of the minutes of the Committee of the Whole meeting for February 12th, 2026. If nobody has any changes, they will be approved as they are. Hearing none, they are approved. Finance Director, do you have anything?
I have nothing to add, Ms. Marcus, thank you.
City Manager,
I have nothing, Miss Marcus, thank you.
Mayor Murphy,
Nothing at this time, thank you.
Law Director,
Yes, I just have a request for an executive session at the end of this meeting with no business to follow for matters pertaining to litigation and also to terms and compensation of a public employee.
roll call, please.
Mrs. Allen,
Yes.
Mayor Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Doherty,
Yes.
Mr. Dolph,
Yes.
Ms. Marcus.
Yes. Clerk of Council, do you have anything?
Nothing, thank you.
You forgot me, Karen.
Oh, shoot, Mrs. Witt.
Yes.
Wow, I'm really killing it tonight.
Okay, we have nobody to speak, so we will move into business. The first item is the Mott Kettering Boulevard Improvements PID 116879.
Yes, this is a project that we've been working on. It'll repave all of Kettering Boulevard, that's within the city of Moraine, as well as do some other improvements to some of the storm drainage and full depth repair. We had a very successful bid and got really good results. And I'd like to go ahead and award it to Barrett, who are also located within the city and have done work for us in the past. So this came in under the budget that we are expecting as well. So we're seeing this kind of pattern throughout lots of the projects coming in with other municipalities as well. So this bodes well for the rest of the season. So I recommend having a resolution drafted to award the Kettering Boulevard Improvement Project to Barrett Paving Materials Incorporated with the accepted bid amount of $1,129,626 and approving a total of $1,242,588.60.
And it's my understanding this budgeted item, it being 98.1% is being paid for by other funds and grants.
That is correct. This is a budgeted project, and it has funding through ODOT and OPWC.
Any other questions or comments? We have a motion?
Make a motion to have legislation prepared for the Mott Kettering Boulevard Improvements PID 116879.
Mayor Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Doherty,
Yes.
Mr. Dolph,
Yes.
Mrs. Witt,
Yes.
Mrs. Allen, Ms. Marcus.
Yes. The next item is the portable restroom trailers for events and emergencies.
Hey guys, how are you? So I think Aaron's back here. He's going to put some slides up for us. Try to go through a little bit. It has been brought to me and Chris and Brent that you guys would like to entertain the idea of possibly getting a portable restroom trailer that we had during the flood down there at the rec center. So we did our homework and our research on it, and these are kind of comps to what other municipalities around us have. This right here is this is actually some of the other cities that have this actual setup that we're potentially shopping for right now. So the one there at the top left and the right in the middle there, that is the same trailer. It is the one that is sitting down there on the river at the Miamisburg, where their amphitheater and everything's at. So the unit that they have is a 4 women's stall, a 4 men's stall, and 1 ADA at the end of the unit there. They have it closed up right now for winter. Theirs is more set as a permanent kind of structure. And it's also kind of an overflow. They also have a standalone structure for their events that is at the south end of the park. So this is actually what they use to cover their overflow action that maybe that side of the park isn't close enough to potentially get to. This one here is the actual unit that we borrowed from Springboro. They have a 4 women's stall and a 3 men's stall, which their 3 men's stall is actually 1 toilet and 2 urinals. You know, what they have was they actually have 2 of these trailers. So they have 2 of these trailers, and theirs is an ADA compliant. So they have, the way they had theirs set up, they actually have another stationary restroom that's a standalone structure. And this was kind of the same way they ran theirs, was like Miamisburg. This was an overflow. They have since recently upgraded their parks there in Springboro, and they've made their restrooms a lot larger. So they are no longer using it for that park where they had all their concerts. And so now this is more what it was intended for, is like a mobile type unit, to where if they have a 4th of July and a lot of people go up to the school up on top of the hill at Springboro, they can be more mobile with this unit. This is a look inside, like the utility closet, and they're all pretty much basic standard as far as what it looks like when you're looking at kind of what we're looking at. This here would be, this is the ADA family stall. And it would be large enough for somebody that's either handicapped in a wheelchair, or it would be large enough for if you have an elder that possibly needs more help than they could do by themselves. So you could actually have their loved ones or whatever come in and help them to be able to use the restroom. This one also has, it's designed to have more like a family kind of stall, to where if you have a mother or something and they need to go in and change their kid, they have a private place to change their kid. So this is not just catering just to the handicapped. This is also to cater towards families that maybe you have a mom that has a son or something that maybe quite is at that weird age where they don't really need to be going into the women's anymore, but you don't also need them going in with, by themselves to the men's stalls. So this is a multi-function kind of restroom setup that we've kind of geared towards. We looked at the big picture of this thinking, how can we accommodate everybody to where this is across the board. It helps in all aspects of when we have a big function or something, 4th of July, Easter. I mean, a multitude of different types of parties that we put on for the residents. This is kind of an overview. It's a rendering of what the one that we're presenting, which is the exact same model really that Miamisburg currently has as their overflow at their north end of their park. So if you look there on the left side, that would be your ADA. It's the ADA ramp that rolls straight into the handicap stall, family stall. And then on one side, you would have your female, and on the other side, you'd have your male side. So it won't be just like single stalls. It'd be really just like what we had for the flood. And the one that we are probably more so leaning towards is a larger setup to where if we grow as a city, we're not handicapped by saying, okay, we need to come back and ask for another one. Kind of, and you know, I'm not saying Springboro did this for sure, but they have 2 of them. I don't know if possibly, I didn't ask this question, it just popped in my head just now, but I'm wondering, did they possibly outgrow their one? And that's why they went and added a second. And we're trying not to go to where, hey, we need another one. We've outgrown what we got. So we're trying to go maybe on the heavier side of maybe a little bit bigger than what we need currently, but we have room to grow instead of coming back to you guys in 5 years saying, hey, we need another one. Hopefully this maybe stretches this out a little longer. Hopefully not. Hopefully our parks and everything get so crowded that we need another one. But as of right now, this will help us get to that point, to let us grow a little bit. This is another option of a layout. And with this option, it's the handicap stall is actually on the right side of the unit, which is the tongue side of the unit where you pull the trailer. So you have your male and female on the latter end of it. And with this setup, there's a whole lot more to it as far as the ramp. It's a longer ramp. It feels like it's a higher incline because it actually, when you set this up, you lower the trailer down and then you have to, it comes off in pieces, the ramp does. So what you have to do is you have to break it down and it all fits in like a slot, which makes it a larger ramp. So it goes over the tongue of the trailer. It's just it's another option for us to be able to look at and you know, we're just presenting you guys and letting you guys see. This one here this is the different color rendering options that just kind of gives you an idea of like how we could go with this. I mean, if you guys wanted, we could go with geared towards more of like our city colors, or we could go more neutral tones. So, I mean, we could really go, this is a very picky choosy, we could kind of go with however we wanted. Go ahead. So that was another thought that we had, that this has heat and air. And with that being said, you know, not all Easters are warm. So you could be changing your kid in a warm changing area in the summertime. If we have, you know, people that are getting overheated at a 4th of July event, we all know the 4th is really hot. It's 100 degrees outside, and, you know, yeah, we have cooling tents, but sometimes that just ain't enough. You need some air. And sometimes, you know, you could bring babies in there if they're getting too hot. You could bring an elderly person in there if they're too hot. And they would actually be in a heated or air climate controlled unit.
Sorry.
So, you know, I'm sure we could design it however we want. Now, if you look here, I mean, this is kind of an idea of how it looks. This is a smaller unit that you're looking at right here, but I'm sure there's an area that we can find that we can probably put some kind of a chair or stool or something in there. What our goal was we were trying to get as many stalls
Right.
and urinals out of this as we could to try to accommodate as many people as we could. Because I've been around long enough to know that you're standing there in the Porta-John line. I mean, it could be 3-4 people deep.
Yeah.
Where we were thinking to try to reduce that amount of people standing there.
Right.
It would be more of a flow in and out kind of thing. You would be able to have a hand washing station where you're washing your hand in a sink. You know, you're not squirting some sanitizer on from a Porta-John. So, I mean, the cleanliness will be right up there, and you'll be feeling like you're going into any kind of a building that we have here at the city to where you can go in and use the restroom. This one here, this is a different option for the packages. This, if you look here, this one has a floor-to-ceiling stall covers. This one has a little bit upgraded fixtures as far as like the lighting, the sink base, just the furnishings of it's just a little bit nicer. In the big scheme of the money part of it, I could care less which way you guys want to go with it. But the numbers come out, they're not as drastic as you may think, to where it's like, if you guys don't think this is the way we go, it's not the way we go. But we wanted to give you guys different options to where you can say, hey, that's more, we like that. I mean, I know I talked to Shirley, and she said her and Aura went on a convention, and they went to a restroom like this, and they were very impressed, and it was a higher end. Yeah. Do you remember how long ago that was? So you have an idea of what the numbers are? Yeah. So, I mean, we've had a lot of jumps in numbers since then. I mean, we've dealt with COVID, and so things have just blown up as far as pricing on them. So I think we have a couple more. That's it. So to give you guys kind of a rundown, some talking points on this, the trailer we used in Springboro is 19 foot long. It has 3 urinals, 1 toilet. The women's have 3 toilets. It doesn't have ADA. They also have the standalone building next to it that accommodates the ADA part of things. The Springboro unit, from the numbers that we got, are roughly that 80 to 85 range. And if you looked at kind of the comps out there right now, that if you look at what they ended up with, theirs is a few years old, so they've came a long ways. They keep adding and making them a little bit nicer. So from what they had to what is out now, that's probably, at the time when they ordered theirs was probably one of the higher end units. Since then, they've really came up, and the units are way nicer now. So with that, it's to go with more of the economy style that is more along the lines of what they had, a 19-footer. We're looking around $80,000, and then to do a separate trailer to accommodate the ADA, you're looking at about another $75,000 just for that. So we would be closer to the 155 range for 2 trailers. The way we're trying to go about it is it would be less than that, but we would actually be getting more stalls, more urinals, more sinks. The difference would be multiple AC and heat units. So you could actually probably keep it a little bit cooler. They had like a 1 unit on top of the roof that I think supplied both sides, if I remember right. It will be it'll have a weather package on it, so we can use it in the winter months if an emergency happened. So they insulate all the underneath of them. It's geared towards more a year-round use. The Springboro's average attendance is between like 3,500 and 5,000 for their largest event in their park. I'm not including Christmas in Springboro, but this is more of their when they have their concert series in the summertime. It's that 3,500 to 5,000 attendance. And this is us doing our research, reaching out to Springboro and saying, hey, you know, what are your numbers to where we can kind of base what we have to what they have. Now, granted, they do have a larger event normally than what we have, but it doesn't mean we can't grow to what they have. I mean, our master park plan, we have great vision to what is hopefully to come in the city. So we would like to think that we're going to grow like they are. The size that they have right now will accommodate roughly 3,000 to 3,500 guests. And that's 2 of their units. So, and we're also talking per day. So with one like that they have, it's about $1,000 to $1,500, or 1,000 to 1,500 people per day. So that would mean that their unit probably isn't even adequate size for the numbers that we have right now. So we would have to go larger than what they have anyways. The quality of materials that you have that are out there right now, you have the cheaper end of the units, which is more like pressed wood. The ones that I think I can speak for all of us, are recommending is more along the lines of a industrial style, to where they have actual drains in the floors, to where if somebody has an accident, you can literally go in there with a garden hose. They're not designed to stay saturated and stay wet, but in emergency situations, you could actually go in there and you could clean it down really well and try to remove whatever's probably, the mess that's been made. I do think that we have really done our due diligence as far as like trying to give you guys the best options we could. We even priced out some used ones just to try to like see like, hey, what's out there, just to see, what can we get for the money? Just because we didn't want to, we almost got sticker shock ourselves, because we didn't realize, none of us had ever been involved with buying a trailer that has anything to do with something like this. So we priced out a used one. And a used one, we would have been around $100,000 in a used one. With the money that we're looking at now, we're looking at probably around the 136 range to about the 150 range. And that's kind of like, that differs from manufacturer to kind of what interior that you go with, the differences in how the surrounding is on the trailer. Each manufacturer has their own specs and how they do things, the differences in ramps. So with that being said, a rental, so we even went as far as looking up what a rental. So say, hey, let's just see what a rental would cost us if we did a rental trailer. A rental trailer would be about $2,500 to $3,000 per day to look at what we're looking at. So just for the 4th this year, I mean, you're looking at $6,000 in 2 days. That's not including Easter, any other event that we put on. That would pay for itself probably in 6 to 7 years. And that's still going off of what the used one. We looked at a used one that's 13 years old and was $100,000. So there's money, it's an investment, and they're typically, the life of them is about a 20-year life. So this isn't like a, you know, we're going to be replacing this periodically. The one that we looked at was a year-round trailer that it was actually put in at a park, and they used it year-round. They used it daily. And theirs was still $100,000. So we know that 13 years from now, we know the math on it, that it'll pay for itself in the 6 to 7 years, and we're ahead. And we still have, 14 years left of life of the trailer. And that's us. Theirs is stuck outside all day, every day, 24 hours a day. Ours, the goal is we would have ours stored indoors. So would hopefully save the life of it even longer. You guys have anything to add? Any questions? It would go up there. It would go up there. Yeah. Yeah, it's, that saved us. And we had it for, Chris, how long did we have it? What was we sitting on it, for 2 weeks? The Springboro trailer, we had it for 2 weeks. I mean, you do the math on that alone. If we would have went out, if Springboro wasn't courteous enough to rent us or loan us theirs, and we would have had to go out and rent that setup to accommodate our staff at the time, I mean, that would have taken a chunk out of just the purchase of the value of it right off the top. So, I mean, it is a large investment, but I think we've done our homework to back up our investment. I mean, we know Springboro's got them. We know Miamisburg has them. I don't think us as a city, we're reinventing the wheel here by introducing this to our community. I don't think we're late to the party, but I think that this is kind of a trend that is heading that direction of, it's something just more that we offer to our citizens to where, hey, we want to make the event, whatever it is, the nicest event and the most enjoyable for you people.
So for the 60th, how many porta-johns did we rent that night, that day? 4, 5, 6?
I can look real quick. If you give me a second, I can figure it out, but I
Because
believe.
they were adequate, and we had quite a crowd. So this sounds like it would be,
I would say it's
be
probably, we
plenty
probably did
service.
it like the 4th of July. It was probably 6 porta-johns and 1 handicap, plus we probably used the ones that might have been in the park already, which were two more regular ones, so.
because I remember it was in the thousands what we.
Yeah, I think it was $1,200 or $1,100 is what we spent, but I can double check here real fast.
The issue with the porta-johns are, we typically have to move those from the other parks when we have an event, so
Right.
it leaves the other parks with nothing. So we're taking them from the Civic Center, we're taking them from Pinnacle Park in order to accommodate this event. If somebody wanted to have a 4th of July a cookout at the Deer Meadow Park at one of the shelters, there's no porta-john up there because we had to use it at the 4th of July. And you know as well as I do, porta-johns get dark at night. They get, it's a porta-john. So keep that in mind. I will say, Rocky was talking about the trailers. From the research I did with Springboro, there's definitely a difference in quality, 100%. If you guys remember the trailer that we used down there, it did not have the winter package on it. The winter package isn't just heat on the inside. The winter package is also a heater in the waste tank. That way you can use the waste tank. We weren't allowed to use, what was it? We had to run a hose from the building because we could not use the water on board because they did not have a cold weather package on their trailer. This would not be that way. This is completely insulated on the bottom to be able to use it in an emergency situation, and I think it would be an all-around good setup for anything that we might face in the future, whether it be another flood or, something happened at one of our buildings in the wintertime, we would still be able to use the trailer. It wouldn't just be like a fair weather deal.
So how difficult will it be to pull that? Do we have a truck big enough to pull that?
Well, I mean, I think Brent said he's got it handled. Set up, tear down. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll do whatever you need.
We do have
do have something
we have
capable.
a truck and stuff to pull it and handle it, and we're already, we know how much you guys are asking about this, so we've already kind of spun our wheels like, okay, where are we gonna dump this? Where are we gonna fill up at? So, like Brent's 2-day event, we're already thinking if the numbers are high, that we could actually load it up, go dump it at nighttime, bring it back. If it didn't get used as much, we would actually be able to pull up the stairs, lock it down for the evening, so we don't have to worry about any vandalism.
Rocky, what is the request? Well,
So I would think, since it's not a purchase that we reach for often on something like this, I think we ought to probably go for the higher end one that just has more of the, I don't want to say bells and whistles, but it has more of the options as far as the floor to ceiling stall doors. The has better lighting for nighttime. There's just a multiple of things that I think it brings more to the table. And with that being said, the one that we're looking at, that I think the three of us have agreed on, is appealing. It doesn't look like a travel or a car hauler. I mean, it identifies as what it is. Like you can, it's a nice addition to whatever function we bring.
And also on the cheaper models, the cabinets wouldn't be as durable. They would
So
deteriorate.
that's, so the lower end models comes with that lower end kind of, you're getting the lower end cabinetry. I don't think that the lower end one had the floor drains in it. That's why I said there's things that just make it why it is what it is. It's you get more features that it's just a better probably bang for your buck, and really for what you're talking on money wise, you're not talking an astronomical amount to make those things probably make the life of the unit probably last longer. So I would say the money that I would think would be that 150 range.
If you ordered it, how soon would you be able to get it?
So the company that the three of us are recommending, he said he would do everything in his power to have it built by the 4th of July. With the trade show that the three of us went to, we've talked to him in the last week numerous times. We've communicated back and forth numerous times. And the longer it goes on, the longer it's taking, that more people are getting in front of us on the build line. They're really built to spec, so they're a custom build every time they build a unit. So they don't have just like an assembly line of, okay, we need 10 38-foot ADA trailers. It's kind of a niche to where they build what the customer needs. So they would be, he said he would be hard pressed, the sooner the better, to get us done before the 4th. He said if they did not get us done before the 4th, he would do everything in his power to give us a loaner trailer because of the process of the purchase, to have us one that we would be able to use for the 4th of July. He didn't promise nothing. He said he would do everything he had in his power to try to offer us something that they potentially have maybe in on trade that they would let us use at the time.
Rocky, what would you like council to do? Move forward with a supplement? Because this was not a budgeted.
It was not a budgeted item.
So it's
I would like for council to, my recommendation is to move forward.
Well, so it would be a supplemental of 150,000, I think. Council could vote on that, but then you would need to get 3 votes. We couldn't actually pick, I'm sorry.
3 bids
Need to get 3 quotes.
or 3 quotes.
To bring back and then make sure, but if you believe it's gonna fall within that $150,000 request, we could initiate the supplemental part of the process.
So I think I've already got it covered as far as the quotes.
Okay.
The quotes that came back, some of them don't even offer an ADA because it's such a niche that not everybody wants an ADA restroom because these are used on work sites, construction sites. These aren't just for us parks people and cities, so they use them for anything. So
So, but does it fall under sole source then? No, it
it doesn't.
does not.
It does. We've looked and we can't find it to source it out. So we have the two quotes from the two that we modeled up here. And I think, did we have a third one from the company that?
So we got a quote for the two manufacturers that will actually manufacture an ADA all-in-one trailer. There's another quote from another manufacturer that doesn't manufacture an ADA attached. So we do have three quotes for that. And the only difference in your quotes is the one that he's kind of talking about is a turnkey. Some of the other quotes, we would still have to go add a generator, which could be $7,000 to $8,000 to run it. And then some of the other ones require more, like the one that he showed you is a more of a ADA ramp, and depending on where we set it up, you know what the ADA specs are as far as so many inches per feet, all that. The one that he's proposing there has the whole unit lowers to the ground, so it's minimal ramp that we need. But I would say that we do have the three quotes from who we can get. We talked to like 4 manufacturers that basically said, sorry, we don't even offer an ADA option. If you want us to quote you one without it, we can. But then you get into the 2 trailer thing to where you're at the 155, 160,000. Now we're maintaining 2 trailers, 2 sets of water pumps, 2 tanks, multiple air conditioning units. I think it just
And
makes
the-
sense
and
to
the
keep
price.
this all in one.
So then are you wanting to do 2 pieces of legislation, one for a supplemental and one for the recommendation of the company? Since you have 3 quotes, you seem to be good on that front.
Yes, yes.
You mentioned who that is? The
The company is called American Manufacturing, I believe is the company's name. That's my recommendation, and my recommendation is for the 150, if we can pass legislation to try to move forward on that, so we can get the money moving to be able to get the order and to hopefully fill it for the 4th.
I'll make a
Well,
motion.
well, Martina, does that need to be 2 different votes?
I'll make a motion that we move forward legislation to the next meeting for the $150,000 supplement. And I think you guys have done great due diligence. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Doherty,
Yes.
Mr. Delph,
Yes.
Mrs. Witt,
Yes.
Mrs. Allen,
Yes.
Mayor Murphy,
Yes.
Ms. Marcus.
Yes.
Hey, just an after the fact thought, Mike, I don't know if this is even feasible or not, but since it's not only going to be used for recreation, but for emergencies, I don't know if FEMA or some other organization might have some grant money out there where at least we can get a little bit to help subsidize this.
Yeah, I will look into that, Mr. Miller.
We have no more business, so we'll start with staff and council reports. Start with the fire department.
Nothing to report, ma'am, thank you.
Police department,
Nothing to report, ma'am.
street maintenance,
Nothing to report, thank you.
building maintenance,
I have nothing, thanks.
parks and rec,
I have nothing to report. Thank you, ma'am.
city planner,
I have nothing to top that restroom discussion. Thank you.
city engineer,
Nothing further, thank you.
building and zoning,
Nothing to report, thank you.
clerk of council,
Nothing to report, thank you.
law director,
No, ma'am, thank you.
finance director,
No, ma'am, thank you.
city manager,
I have no items, Marcus, thank you.
Mayor Murphy,
Nothing at this time, thank you.
Mr. Dell.
Nothing to report, thank you.
Mr. Daughtery?
Nothing to report, thank you.
Mr. Miller?
I just wanted to wish, yesterday was Aaron Vitor's birthday, so happy birthday, Aaron.
Happy birthday, Aaron.
From his home.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes, I would like to thank Beachy Brodus for coming tonight. For those of you that do not know, she was 101 in January, right, Sharon? Yeah. So I think we ought to give her a hand.
Is there anything else, Mrs. Witt?
That's all. That's all.
Mrs. Allen? And I have nothing to report, so at this time, we will recess to executive session with no business to follow.